part of our preparation is like being able to survive through the tough times. Because of that, we're able to have open conversation and be able to speak the truth about what's going on. And the truth was that we just weren't physical enough in the first half. We weren't physical. We didn't bring the intensity that we started the game with last night. They were dominating us on the glass by 10 offensive rebounds, which was a ton, especially for us because we're usually a decent rebounding team. So it was just letting guys know that we needed to go get the glass, we needed to bring physicality, but also that we needed to piece the game together. I talk about it all the time. We have the ability to be explosive. It's just in those tough times, can we maintain the game? Can we stay in the game? We were able to do that, I think, throughout the third quarter, early in the third quarter, and then we were able to pull away. So it was just that physicality and that confidence that we could get the job done.
Ethan, CGTN, Coach, for someone who has watched APR for quite some time, you always show up in the second quarter of the second half of the games. What is usually, is that a strategy that you actually deploy? Because you always struggle, even in the local leagues. Ndoye, I saw you hug and have a chat with the president of BL, Amadou, and you said that he actually the one who encouraged you to come and play in the BL. What did you talk about? Also, the situation on Diarra. Thank you.
The basketball game is long. It's 40 minutes long. The difference sometimes of being a coach and being on somebody on the outside is everybody wants the game to look like what they want it to look like. For us, it's the long game. For us, it's playing through 4 quarters. So some people look at it as a struggle. Some people look at it as balancing our lineup so we could be fresh down the stretch. Everybody has a different strategy. I'm not going to reveal like what some of our tactics are and things like that. But again, we're confident through 40 minutes that we could perform at a high level, and that's the most important thing for our group.
The question about
Diarra. We just have to wait and see. We'll evaluate him and tomorrow, see what's going on. But it's late now. I think he played a great game. Obviously it's a scare for any coach to see a player need to come out the game. But and especially when it's a non-contact injury. But we'll just stay hopeful and prayerful, and hopefully tomorrow everything is fine.
Yeah, for Amadou, he's the reason why I wanted to come play in the BL. He been telling me that for 5 years that he wanted me to come play, and this year I had a chance to finish early my season and was able to come and play with APR because, every time I feel like I, owe him just a big thank because he's the reason why I become a basketball player. I learned how to play basketball at Seed Academy, and he's the reason why I went to the U.S. and everything. So, he's like a father figure to me, and I just cannot thank him enough every time I see him, man.
Any questions? Yes, sir.
Yes, thank you so much. Congratulations once again, Coach James. So, Coach, I would like to, my name is Amon from KT Place, Kigali. So, Coach, I would like to ask you about your new ingredients you added in the team area. Choma, Dylan, and Lutatika. Yesterday, Choma played 2 minutes, only 2 minutes if I'm not mistaken. Today, both they didn't even play. So, Coach, is it just because of their level or it's a tactical decision? Thank you, sir.
In a basketball game, a lot of times every player is not going to play. We have, internal reasons of why guys play or don't play. We have reasons why some guys need some minutes at specific times because, again, we're looking at the long journey. Dylan came in last night, played a few minutes. He did well. Sano hasn't touched the court in 2 games. But, our guys stay prepared. When it's time for their moment and they need to be in, they'll be in and they'll be effective because that's what we train to do. So for us in the group, I think we're fine. I think those guys are staying positive. They're doing a great job uplifting us from the bench. They're doing a great job helping guys out if they know some things that other guys are struggling with in the moment. And they're, again, just applauding all of our players, and they're sticking with the group, and they're a big part of it regardless whether they touch the court or not.
Any questions?
Coach, congratulations. My name is Gladys from Nation Media Group Kenya. Last 2 games, your defense has been absolutely excellent. The next game now, you face a team that has shown equally that they are up to the task. I think probably it might be your best opponent yet. Any tricks up the bag? Because you saw the 3s and the 2s in the previous game, and probably it's almost like a beam balance game for me, in my opinion.
Tripoli is a very, very good team. We just finished this game, so we haven't even shifted our mindset to that. I think for us right now, the immediate thing is just resting, recovering. Our team will do a job with scouting and preparing for the game as well as they will. It's going to be a strong game. They're, again, great opponent. They have a great, outlook for them as far as like before the BAL season started, and for us, people didn't think we would win games. So, for us, it's another game, it's another bump along the road, and hopefully we get over that hump as well.
Last question. Okay, we'll take 2 more here, and and that's it.
Franklin, from Uganda. Coach, I want to ask 2 questions. First is, I want you to take us through the kind of defense that you run, especially with your big guys. Instead of the guards trapping, the guards you prefer the big guys to go and trap the guard. And then at times you chose to play isolation on certain players on the opponent. Was that something that was deliberate, or it was just an instinct from the players?
I think it's just game planning. We prepare for a lot of different scenarios. Again, I always talk about how versatile we are and how we can adapt in a lot of situations. And, we have players that can adapt and do multiple things. So for us, asking Ndoye, asking DR, asking these guys to get up and pick and roll. We could also ask them to switch. They bring a lot of versatility to the table. That was part of how we put this roster together, and it's been effective for us. I think, yeah, there's strategy to it. Again, we can't give you guys all the detail, right? That's what makes us successful, but we're a strong defensive team, and I think we'll continue to be that way.
Last question for the player.
My name is Sonny Armstrong, Sports Glitz. Ndoye, we see you like the showman in your team, communicating with the crowd. Can you talk us through this particular crowd, the Kigali crowd?
Man, I've been in Rwanda. This is my 3rd or 4th time coming here. I was able to come here with the Senegalese national team a couple of times, playing in the Afrobasket and the qualifiers, and I'm a little bit familiar with the crowd, and that's just how I play. I like to motivate my teammates, whether it's on defense or on offense, just trying to bring the energy and trying to get the job done, man.
Thank you very much, Yusuf. And that does it for today's post-game press conferences. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.